Wow, it's been an eventful day here at Andersen Acres, and not for any good reason. These ridiculous birds, and more of them, some of them there, and there's some of them back in there. But these ridiculous birds have been doing this thing where they're stampeding around the yard. Even the little ones over there are doing it. Little ones in the pen over there are like stampeding around. Nothing's happening. Nobody's doing anything. They're just constantly stampeding around the yard for no good reason. Where is Dolly? I see 5 ducks. Oh, Dolly's in the bush. Okay, we have 6. It's okay, we have 6. But they've been just literally stampeding. There they go. Like, they've just been literally marching around the yard, yelling. Also, it's migratory bird season, so you probably can't see it, but out in the field, migratory bird season, birds are landing to have snackies because the fields were just cut, right? So the fields were just cut, and because the fields were just cut, there is grain and stuff, so out in the field there, the migratory birds are like, ooh, it's snackies. So yeah. Anyway, that's been our whole day, is like the chickens have just been traipsing around the entire property and loudly. Like, they'll start stampeding and they'll screech, and he's dirty because he's been, rolling in mud. Why not? Why not roll in mud? Just to be a muddy man. Why not? More chickens. Awesome. Egg. That's good. 1 egg. It's been 1 egg at a time lately. It's really hot today. Like, hot. Last week I was complaining about how cold it was. Hello, Spark. But last week I was complaining about how hot it was. And today, how cold it was last week. And today it's like, so freaking hot. It's not as humid as it was a couple days ago because it hasn't rained. And, it was misting yesterday. It hasn't downpoured in a while. So, I don't know. It's just hot. It's hot and gross, and I do not appreciate it. And there go the chickens again. I don't know. The chickens have had a weird day. Okay? The chickens have had a weird day. Also, Tequila found an egg that we hadn't collected. And she rolled in it. She broke it and she rolled in it, and it was rotten. So she currently smells like rotten eggs, which is fantastic. We love rotten eggs. Hi, guys. These little tiny bunnies are doing fantastic. We have somebody asked what color this lighter one is. That lighter one is a lilac, meaning it is a really pale chocolate. Okay. I'm just going to check and see if we have any fur. We do not. I actually don't expect any fur any sooner than Sunday, and this is Friday. But it doesn't hurt to check. So, it's good to check. It's good to check. There we go. Rabbit. Everyone's good. It's just the chickens are weird. There they go. Boop, boop, boop. Stop, stop. I don't know. Chicken weirdness. It's been a day of chicken weirdness. Every time you turn around, they're just storming around. It's really ridiculous. So, I don't know. This is going to be a fairly short farm vlog because it's freaking hot out here. And I want to get out of the heat. It's like... And that's August for you in Canada. One day it's so cold, you're like, where's my jacket? And the next day you're like, oh, do I have to wear clothes? That's just, winter is a relief after the summer bugs and the variable temperatures of the fall. So we go from really, really quite warm to might have frost in like a week. So we are at the point now where we could potentially get frost. We're not supposed to, but we could. Those guys are still growing. I see a couple of blushing tomatoes. See a couple of blushing ones. Blushing. Let's switch my hand here. Well, what's going to happen is all of a sudden, we're going to have a lot of tomatoes blush all at once. So now comes the check the tomatoes frequently, because the chickens will eat them. If you let them turn red, the chickens will eat them. Guaranteed. I promise you, the chickens will eat them. So, this one is rotting on the bottom. So we chuck that in the bush. And then we keep looking. Oh, there's a tomato down there. Not red yet. I'm just looking for a little bit of blushing. So I don't want the chickens to eat all the tomatoes. I want tomatoes. Oh yeah. Ah, dang it. Dang it. That's a shame. I didn't notice that one in time. Bugs got to it. Ow, I just hit myself in the head with a weed. That's fantastic. Okay. No more over here. No more over here. There's pollen in the air. I'm so allergic to this pollen this time of year. A couple of these little guys have decided they're going to start blushing. We're going to grab them. That plant isn't attached anymore. I'm still going to leave it out here because on the vine it might still ripen a little bit. We'll see. We will see. All right, those couple of tomatoes. We're going to hit a day where all of a sudden all the tomatoes are like red. So, we'll see. Anyway, it is freaking hot. Like really hot out here. So, I want to get out of the heat. My 2 rabbits inside have not had babies yet. They probably won't for a few days. I'm just looking back at when I wrote down that Libra was with Capricorn. She might not have babies for like 5 days yet, but she could have babies. She could have babies as early as Sunday, but I don't think it'll be till like Wednesday. So we'll wait and see. These guys, it could be any time, right? It could be any time for these outdoor rabbits. Could be any time. Don't know when it's going to be, but they are within their window. So I'm not sure exactly what day they got bred because they've been hanging out with the gentleman that they were bred to. So Stump and what is her name? Deli. So our solid black and our chocolate otter were bred to Silverado, who is a lynx. And Smeagol was bred to Zai. Smeagol is solid blue. Zai is a black otter. Okay? We don't know what Zai carries. To be an otter, he is either a double otter or he's an otter self. So we will know what he is when she has babies. Because if they're all otters, then he's a double otter because otter is dominant to self. Self is solid. If some of them are solid, then we know that he carries a recessive solid. But we don't know because we don't know his parentage. For color, Smeagol is a solid blue. Blue is the dilute of black, and the dilute is recessive. You have to have 2 dilute copies to be a dilute. Zai here is not dilute. He's a black rabbit. If he carries a dilute, half of their babies should be dilutes. If he doesn't carry a dilute, none of them will be. So we'll wait and see what that litter produces. This is a way to figure out what genes he has. Also, we know, because Ant is one of Smeagol's children. The chestnut there, that's one of Smeagol's children. And Ant is brown, brown base. So we know that Smeagol carries a recessive brown because that's a chestnut rabbit, basically a brown agouti, instead of like Falcon is a black agouti, right, where the tip of the hair is black. And so Falcon here, who is molting right now, Falcon, who's sitting on Bonnie and is molting, the tips of his hairs are black. So he's a castor, which is a black agouti. Now, this chestnut, so little Ant here in between those ones, that's also an agouti, but the tips of the hairs are brown instead of black. So that is a chestnut agouti. That means now Smeagol can't carry agouti because she's self. You have agouti, tan or otter, and self. Because she's self, she only carries self. So the fact that she had an agouti means she carries a recessive agouti. She carried not a recessive agouti. She carries a recessive brown. And the dad carried an agouti. He was an agouti. But she also had a solid color baby, which means the dad also carried a solid gene. And she also had a red-eyed white, which means she carries a recessive C gene. We don't know what Zai carries. This is his first time fathering children. So it is really going to be interesting to see what color patterns we get out of that. We know what we're going to get out of Stump because she was with Silverado. They're both brown base. They will all be brown agoutis, right? Brown otters, chocolate otters. So chocolate agoutis, chocolate otters, or solid chocolates. And they could also be dilute because she carries a dilute and he is dilute. So half of them will be dilute. So their options include a chestnut agouti, right? The chestnut coloring, the chocolate otter or the solid chocolate, or the lynx, which is the diluted brown agouti, the lilac otter, which is the diluted chocolate otter, or a lilac, like this is Twig. Twig here is a lilac, right? So we don't know. We know what we're getting out of that litter. We also know what we're getting out of Deli's litter. We know because we've bred them before, so we know the potentials. We don't know Smeagol. We know some of Smeagol's background, right? She's obviously double self. She's obviously double dilute. And she's obviously chocolate recessive with a dominant black. We know that because of what she presents and what her babies were. We don't know anything about Zai. We know he's an otter, which means he could carry a self, he might not. And we don't know if he carries a dilute. We don't know if he carries a brown. So it's really going to be an interesting experiment. Anyway, I got to get out of the heat. I'm standing in the shade and the heat is still... But that is going to be about it for us here today, Andersen Acres. I hope you appreciated the haphazard lesson in rabbit genetics. Check out my rabbit genetic playlist for a better explanation of all those things. We're just excited to see what that litter produces because we've never bred that match before and we don't know about Zai. We'll see you tomorrow.